Wednesday, 9/8 Central on A New Drew, you'll see his never-before-seen home movies.
And here's the part I like to call a Merry Christmas Drew.
Followed by the brand new comedy Wednesday, 9:30, 8:30 Central.
Why did we never think of this Wednesday night lineup before?
John Ritter guest stars. It's all new, all Wednesday, and it all starts 9/8 Central on ABC.
Sit presents The Adventures of Zero. Zero interest for 2 years. Buy any Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Spring Air, Stearns & Foster, Miralax, or Chatham & Wells today and pay 0 interest for 2 years with minimum monthly payment. Plus get setup, old mattress removal, bed frame, local delivery for, you guessed it, 0. And pay 0 interest for 2 years. Call 800-675-3536. Sit and Sleep will beat anyone's advertised price, so your mattress is free.
Thinking about painting your car but worried about the cost of bodywork? Maaco's offering our popular presidential paint service and 4 hours of bodywork for $349. Take advantage of this limited offer. Call 1-888-MAACO-USA.
When you rent a tuxedo from the Men's Warehouse, you won't have to worry about whether you look good. After all, you probably have enough on your mind already.
The Men's Warehouse now rents tuxedos.
You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
ABC 7 wishes you a happy Easter. This is ABC 7 Los Angeles. Now, Eyewitness News.
Chaos in the Middle East for the third time in 4 days. Another suicide bombing, this time at a crowded cafe. Israel strikes back, moving tanks and guns inside and cornering PLO chairman Yasser Arafat. Good evening, I'm David Jackson.
And I'm Leslie Sykes. Here's the latest at 5 o'clock, and one of the strongest moves yet. Israeli troops rounded up hundreds of Palestinian men and imposed a curfew in part of the West Bank. PLO chairman Yasser Arafat has now been trapped in his offices for 2 days, surrounded by Israeli troops. And all of this comes as violence escalates with another suicide bombing in a crowded cafe in Tel Aviv. ABC's Richard Engel has the very latest.
Another Palestinian suicide attack. This one at a cafe in a popular entertainment district in Tel Aviv. It's scenes like this that have prompted Israel to launch an offensive against the Palestinian territories. The army expanded that assault, conducting house-to-house searches and arresting scores of people. In some areas, soldiers use loudspeakers to demand that all Palestinian males between 15 and 45 surrender themselves for inspection and prove they're not carrying explosives or hiding other weapons. The Israeli operations, launched after a string of militant attacks, have not been without Palestinian casualties. Israeli troops also continue to keep Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat pinned down in his West Bank compound, where they have cut off power, electricity, and food supplies. But they haven't silenced Arafat.
I am appealing to the whole international world to stop this aggression against our people.
Israel says it's carrying out the sweep because Arafat has not arrested militants like this gunman killed in the West Bank city of Hebron.
We will continue our military activities whenever we think that it is necessary in order to protect the lives of the citizens of Israel. We will not accept this Palestinian terrorist effort against us.
But international pressure, not so much from Washington, but from Arab and European states against the Israeli assault, is building. Arab citizens of Israel also expressed their solidarity with Arafat. And in a potentially dangerous development for regional stability, fighting broke out along Israel's northern border with Lebanon. Richard Engel, ABC News, Jerusalem.
President Bush is following developments in the Middle East from his ranch in Crawford, Texas, and today he defended Israel's right to storm Arafat's compound, but expressed concern about all the bloodshed.
I am deeply concerned about the loss of innocent lives. It breaks my heart when children and innocent women, innocent men lose their life.
Meanwhile, the United States joined other UN Security Council members today in adopting a resolution to call on Israel to withdraw its troops from all Palestinian cities.
Here in Los Angeles, hundreds of people gathered in front of the federal building trying to put pressure on the U.S. government. They want to send President Bush a message: stop supporting Israel and give some support to the Palestinian cause. Eyewitness News reporter Mary Beth McDade is live in Westwood with more on today's protest. Mary Beth?
All right, Leslie. Well, the conflict that's happening between the Israelis and the Palestinians can be felt right here at home. As a matter of fact, thousands of Palestinian supporters took to the streets here in Westwood to promote and support peace in the Middle East. The International Action Center, a pro-Palestinian group, organized Saturday's march. It started at the Federal Building, went through Westwood, and then ended up back at the Federal Building. The group hopes President Bush will hear their pleas and stop sending Israel weapons to use against Palestinians.
We need to send a message to the Bush administration to stop financing the occupation, to stop sending F-16 and Apache helicopters that are being used to kill innocent Palestinian civilians.
Supporters also want their friends and loved ones in the Middle East to know their prayers are with them during this time of bloodshed. This man's family is living in constant fear for their lives.
They're not doing too good. You know, they're under occupation. They can't leave the homes. They're under fire. You know, if you leave the streets, if you go, outside of your home, you might get shot.
And to the rest of us, these people act as couriers with a message of peace.
It's also we're trying to get the message that the U.S., the aid and everything that goes to the Israelis, it needs to stop, because it's, when you talk about terrorism and you talk about justice, it should be like a two-sided thing.
While it was mostly a non-violent protest, there were a few verbal altercations with a small group of Israeli supporters across the street.
And they can rally for suicide bombing. This is America, and nobody will tolerate terrorism.
All right, well, the rally did cause quite a traffic nightmare, as you saw there on the videotape. Things are pretty much back to normal as far as traffic is concerned. And officers did have to arrest one man who got verbally offensive with police. In Westwood, Mary Beth McDade, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. David?
All right, Mary Beth, thank you. Well, back in the Middle East, there were even more protests today. Thousands of pro-Palestinian demonstrators taking to the streets in Lebanon. Men, women, and children marching through Lebanon's largest refugee camp in a noisy protest today. They burned Israeli and U.S. flags, chanting pro-Yasser Arafat slogans, and vowed to carry out more suicide attacks against the Israelis. Lebanon home to nearly 400,000 Palestinian refugees. Meanwhile, 10,000 people in Baghdad shouted anti-U.S. slogans and denounced Israel today as well. Armed with rifles, these demonstrators urged Arab leaders to take a stand against Israel. They burned an Israeli flag and called on Yasser Arafat to fight back against the nation of Israel. Many Iraqis are promising to help fund Arafat's fight. And keeping it right here for continued coverage of the growing crisis in the Middle East, ABC Eyewitness News will have the latest developments throughout the upcoming weekend. Leslie.
For the second time this year, England is in mourning. The Queen Mum died today, less than 2 months after the death of her daughter, Princess Margaret. She lived to be 101 years old and died in her sleep. Eyewitness News reporter Brian Jenkins is live from Santa Monica with more. Brian?
Well, Leslie, we are at the King's Head in Santa Monica. It's a popular watering hole for folks who miss a bit of the old country, and, of course, one of several places that cater to British transplanted British citizens, and one of several places where they are filling the void of the woman they affectionately called Queen Mum. Lady Elizabeth Angelus Marguerite Bowes-Lyon, wife of Britain's former King Albert, never formally held the throne. Yet in her role as supportive spouse, she became the person many Brits call a queen among the people.
She had the warmth of someone who had the capacity to relate to people in all walks of life. Of course, she will be hugely missed, and it remains to see who can actually fill her place.
A place celebrated in British stores, on videotapes, and in magazines devoted to tales of the royal family. A place cemented in the hearts of the British during the German blitzkrieg of World War II.
You would have had to have lived through the bombings in order to appreciate the fact that she and her husband, the King, chose to stay in London through it with the people. They also visited bombed-out places.
Not only did they not leave London, but they didn't send the children away either, because a lot of families sent the children to Canada and things like that, and the royal family never did.
Affectionately titled Queen Mother, when daughter Elizabeth became queen in 1952, Lady Elizabeth became an international symbol of British tenacity and the glue holding together one of the world's last remaining monarchies.
She was a real leader for the royal family. They went through some difficult times in recent years, but she was there as a guiding light. I think a good cookie.
There are those who suggest that Queen Elizabeth was perhaps the most beloved member of the royal family, and that there will be some very big shoes to fill in terms of the post that she carried as an international emissary of that royal family. Reporting live in Santa Monica, Brian Jenkins, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Brian, thank you. Well, up next, the Catholic Church in crisis.
Today, new information about the scandal involving sexual abuse by former L.A. priests.
And a shortage of Easter blooms at the Hollywood Bowl. We'll tell you what that means. Up next, how Southern Californians are answering a big call for help.
Then why parents should not hop out and buy their kids a bunny for Easter.
Hi, everybody. I'm Garth Kemp, Eyewitness Weather. Take a look out towards Long Beach. Boy, a stubborn burn-off along the coast today. We'll tell you about the rest of the holiday forecast and what the work week has in store for us coming up here at Eyewitness News.
Hello to Cerritos Auto Square, all my friends out in LA. What's going on?
I don't have a car. If I could get one, I would.
Cerritos Auto Square. Do they do trade-ins?
How many cars would you say are there? Who knows how many cars?
You're looking for a deal that can't be beat. Take 605 and exit at South Street.
The 605 freeway is back to your right. Right, that right.
When I was a kid, my father made me dig up all the dandelions, and I hate them. Ken made a promise to me I wouldn't have to pick dandelions when we had our own home. Ken puts on the Scott's Turf Builder Plus 2. The dandelions go away, and you never even see where they were because the grass grows in thick and green and rich. It takes a very short time to see the bright green come up in the grass. One easy application, no dandelions, gone. This lawn is our pride and joy, and we wouldn't trust it to anything but Scott's. I hate dandelions.
Meet Generation Now. We are your new networking partner. We are the farmers of the new technological frontier. We are the captains of cross-platform compatibility. We are the swamis of Silicon Super Connection.
You are morons who never answer the phone.
Need a networking partner who runs their business like a business? SBC Pacific Bell. We're on it.
At the SYLVAN Learning Center, students achieve success by improving their study skills, confidence, and performance. Now, ABC 7 wishes to congratulate the next future achiever, Joseph Gallegos, with this week's SYLVAN Learning Center Scholarship. Because at SYLVAN, learning feels good.
The sexual abuse scandal rocking the Catholic Church is growing, and the LAPD says that they have now received nearly 30 calls from people claiming they, too, have been abused. Earlier this week, Cardinal Roger Mahoney turned over additional names to police. That's after more clergymen were accused of sexual misconduct through a church hotline. He did not, however, give police the names of the priests who were recently dismissed. That's because the police already know those names, since the priests have already been prosecuted.
If you want to celebrate Easter Sunday at the Hollywood Bowl, a special RSVP will guarantee you a seat. Since Easter Sunday falls early this year and there's been so little rain, many spring flowers are not blooming yet. That's a problem for the Easter sunrise service, since hundreds of calla and Easter lilies usually decorate the stage. So, donors who deliver flowers today will receive reserved box seats for tomorrow's Easter sunrise service.
Well, Leslie, with Easter just around the corner, the Burbank Animal Shelter has a message for you. Don't buy your child a bunny unless you're in for the long haul. Every time this year, families take home bunnies only to realize it really is a lot of work.
Pets are like people. You know, they have emotions, and it's hard on animals if they go to the shelter and have to wind up coming back.
The shelter provided a different kind of bunny for people to take pictures with. As you can see, they put on their Sunday best hats. Kids also enjoyed an Easter egg hunt there.
Very cute. Up next, a wild dolphin caught in a Southern California canal.
Coming up in a moment, volunteers return for a second day in a last-ditch effort to save it.
Then the beautiful signs of spring in our nation's capital.
And we take a look right now at El Toro and see the kind of difficult burn-off that Garth talked about just a moment ago. He'll have details coming right up. Garth will be with us.
Finding success in Hollywood.
There's very little glamour in our business.
What does it take?
You want to watch that person. There's charisma, presence.
A unique look behind the scenes. Eye on LA, tonight at 6:30.
There are many choices in full-size luxury SUVs, but there is still only one with some real teeth to it. Lincoln Navigator, #1 in California since day one. Now available with the best offer ever, a $489 a month lease with $29.99 cash due at signing. At your California Lincoln Mercury dealer now.
This next minute from ABC 7 and Memorial Care Medical Centers could save your life.
I was very tired in the afternoons, and my legs, my ankles were swelling. Pretty much most of our patients did not realize they had any kind of health problem before they needed heart surgery. We have developed techniques where we don't use a heart-lung machine, and it's much, much less traumatic to the rest of the body, particularly the brain and the lungs. I mended very quickly, and I feel terrific. I think people come to Memorial Care because they know that in the region, it really has the high-end program, and it's a program that really is on the leading edge. Oh, I had wonderful treatment. The huge bonus is that the ability to really help people.
Protect your health with ABC 7 and Memorial Care Medical Centers. Anaheim Memorial, Millard Children's Hospital, Orange Coast Memorial, Saddleback Memorial, and Long Beach Memorial Medical Centers. For a heart health pack, call 1-800-MEMORIAL.
No luck so far in capturing the dolphin who is stuck in a canal in Oxnard. Rescuers have been trying for days to help the confused dolphin get back into the open ocean. Today they opened a grate in the water with hopes that the 4-foot gray mammal would swim out on its own. If not, they were planning on trying to snag the dolphin with a special net from SeaWorld. Marine biologists are worried the animal might be sick. More than 20 other dolphins have washed ashore recently, all of them apparent victims of a naturally occurring toxin in the ocean.
We always had a happy ending in Sea Hunt.
Yes, this will be like Sea Hunt, I'm sure. Exactly.
Oh, thanks. Good to see you, David. Welcome to the weekend circus here, man.
Enjoy being here. I appreciate the word.
What's our weather like?
Dave
How
was
about
like,
that?
Just hang on, Dave. You'll make it through the rest of the day with Leslie and I. All right, hey, let's tell you what's going on. We got a beautiful, really a beautiful night shaping up as far as temperatures won't be that cold. Great days, just a slow burn off. It's almost like a summer pattern for us. High pressure is dominating well above us. That's keeping the marine inversion along the coast. That's why it took a while for the overcast to go today. Let us take you out to the East Coast, Washington, D.C. You know what that is?
A beautiful
Don't
flower.
recognize that.
That's the Washington Monument. I wasn't talking about the flowers.
Oh.
Leslie. You fail. All right. Cherry blossoms bloom and springtime happening back east in the capital city. They're in Washington and the Monument. Gorgeous, gorgeous day out there today. Spring temperatures really getting a nice bloom going. And everybody enjoying that, I'm sure, although it wasn't a bad winter at all, so it's not going to feel like they had a horrible winter and we're just buried under snow this year. Let's show you what's going on for us here in Southern California. We take you out over the Hollywood Hills, take a beautiful shot out. You can still see some of the haze, though, down towards LAX as well. That is just a slow burn off the coast. But inland, as you got towards the higher valleys and out into the valley right there, the San Fernando Valley, the north part of the valley, as well as up towards Antelope Valley, just clear, sunny, and warm today. 59 now. 80% humidity. We'll watch fog roll back in tonight. Winds are variable at 7. Live Doppler 7,000 cruising around. Absolutely no moisture being shown. Just the low clouds that continue for us. Some of this light drizzle happening well offshore is not even reaching down towards the water. It's just basically in the upper atmosphere. And for us, let me show you the West Coast. Here's what's happening on the big picture as far as the satellite. The high pressure continues to dominate, but we just continue to have, since it's above us, we just have this marine inversion working over along the coast. That's why the coast won't clear again tomorrow. Might be a little bit better clearing. We're at about 3,000 feet thick on our marine layer. So better than what we were Friday. And we're going to be probably the lightest of it tomorrow. And then through the rest of the week, we'll start to build it back in. But otherwise, the rest of the coast, beautiful. 70 up in San Francisco today. As we head into the holiday, tomorrow, like we said, tonight's lows won't be that cold at all because of the fog and the clouds rolling back in. We'll look for temperatures basically in the 50s. Even the mountains, 33. The mountains tomorrow are going to really warm up. Though. Take a look up at Big Bear, 67. The high deserts, Lancaster at 86. Could hit 90 tomorrow. Really warm inland, no cloud cover there. But the valleys and the coast there with a little bit of overcast, and it will start to get better for about a day and then start to keep things cooler. We were looking for temperatures tomorrow through the rest of the week, almost into the 80s. But with this marine layer working, it's going to be just like a June gloom kind of pattern for us. Yeah. We've kind of skipped right through spring again. And moving up this way. David,
strange.
Nice to have you here. I idolize you.
Thank you. Thank you, Garth. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The earth was moving today. A quake struck parts of Southern California shortly after dawn. The 3.8 earthquake hit the Mesa Grande Indian Reservation just before 6 a.m. That's about 40 miles northeast of San Diego. There are no reports, though, of any injuries or damage.
Kurt Sandoval joins us now with a preview of sports.
It is a fun and exciting day. In for Rob Fukuzaki today. The Angels and Dodgers also moving. They're putting the finishing touches on spring training. And Shaq gave the Lakers a scare and a half, scarier than his 7-foot frame. We'll hear from the big guy next.
Oh, that hurt.
And then take a look at this. The animal world can teach us all a lesson. You'll see exactly what we mean still ahead.
Hi, Rob.
Oh, hey, Miss Larson.
Nice caravan.
Thanks.
I used to have a van.
I can't believe my dad let you drive the Viper.
Yeah, what got into him?
Dad's Caravan, offering a power sliding door, a power rear hatch, and the kind of room you'll really dig. Grab Dodge's 7-100 powertrain pledge, plus up to $2,500 cash allowance or low financing. Ford, GM, Toyota, and Honda don't match this.
Hi, everybody. This is Chick Hearn. Let's go courtside with Stu Lance and Rick Fox.
Thanks, Chick. You know, Deez and Kiss FM have already made 2 people millionaires, and he's a pretty good dribbler. That's some mad handles.
Look at the way Deez elevates for the slam dunk. There's no mustard off that hot dog.
And how about the $8 million winners on Kiss FM? That'll get it done.
Hey, $1 Million Boy, give me my cone.
$8 million winners.
Think of it. $8 million winners guaranteed on Kiss FM.
Make this Easter holiday your most memorable by shopping at any of your hometown Stater Brothers. This week, Sugar Tree, Jamestown, or Heartland Spiral Sliced Half Ham is just 99 cents a pound. Or try a Cook's, Cruise, or Smithfield Full Half Ham for a low 59 cents a pound. Dreyer's ice cream or frozen yogurt is a real value at 2 for $6. And Chilean-grown Thompson seedless grapes are a sweet buy at 67 cents a pound. Happy Easter from your Stater Brothers family of employees.
For all your real estate needs, RE/MAX. Professionals make the difference.
Sterling performance. Sterling selection. Sterling quality. Sterling deals. Sterling BMW of Newport Beach, one of America's largest BMW centers, is offering huge discounts on over 100 new BMWs. Like a new BMW 325i for only $27,995. Come into Sterling BMW of Newport Beach, where saving money is a sterling idea.
The Practice, tonight at 11:35.
We were just speaking a moment ago. It used to always be the Freeway Series this weekend, Dodgers and Angels. For years and years and years, not this year.
We need to get that campaign going again, David.
Let's
I think you're not the only one missing it, but certainly Dodger Stadium opened its doors for a little Saturday matinee preview screening today. Outside of pitcher Andy Ashby getting the start, this is really going to be the lineup you can expect to see Tuesday when Big Blue launches its season. Well, take a picture, put a frame around it. Big Blue looks ready for the season. Now, Ashby pitched pretty well, but in the 3rd inning, Brady Anderson took him deep. But it's the only run Ash surrendered in 6. And look at Dave Roberts. Nearly got it. 1-0 Tribe. And if you're going to play the outfield, you might need this. Well, the Dodgers took a 2-1 lead into the 8th inning. That's when Marquise Grissom just ordered the insurance policy. His first home run of the spring is a 3-run missile. 6-2 your final. Dodgers close the exhibition season tomorrow in Seattle. Crosstown at the Big Ed. Anaheim put a bow around its exhibition season. 3rd inning against the Rockies. Halos down a run until Adam Kennedy just found the hole in right center field. Scott, I'll miss the first 5 games Spezio scores. It's tied 1-1. Rocks took a 3-1 lead, but look at Spezio. He shows he will be missed during that suspension. Slicing one. Brad Fulmer was on first, racing around and just beats the tag. Tied up at 3. Mike Scioscia's team showed off some big bats this spring, and they did it again with 5 runs in the 6th inning. Halos an impressive 8-3 win over Colorado. They'll start the season tomorrow against Cleveland. Well, last night, the Lakers once again played to the level of the competition, but good for the champs because the Blazers, pretty good team. The Lakers turned in one of their best defensive efforts with a 12-point win, but the playoffs flashed right in front of the Lakers' eyes late in the 4th quarter right here. Shaq showed great effort chasing the loose ball, but you want to catch that frame? Besides tasting some, peanuts and popcorn, his 34 points were accompanied by a small cut on his finger, but, hey, it could have been worse.
Took a 6-week stuntman course a long time ago, so I know how to land. It was kind of like
little soft people in a row, so I had to take the jump. Like usually, like when it's like somebody thick there, I just go ahead and take them out. You try to get after every ball, and tonight was no exception. I was more concerned for the people sitting in the front row. I think they got more than the price of admission. Where the good Zen meditation comes in. Held it for a long time there. He got up there as always, and you just hope you never see it. A day where he doesn't.
Absolutely. Keep that Clippers obituary on hold. Alvin Gentry's kids rallied from 18 points down in Phoenix last night. Here, though, Stephon Marbury just hit the game-tying three-pointer. But the young ones answered. Jeff McGinnis plays hero with the off-balance leaner, and oh, what a way to win it. That thriller will make tonight's game with Utah a little more interesting because the Clips are now 3.5 games back with the Jazz for that final playoff spot. On the ice, the Kings will try to move into first place with the win of the division. Tonight on the Lynx, 3 rounds in, Vijay Singh has a 3-stroke lead at the Houston Open. And on the ladies' side, Nabisco Championship is becoming a little snowball fight just outside of Palm Springs. This is the LPGA's first major, and it's looking at a 3-way tie with the help of Fanica Sorenstam showing the soft touch. Lisa Newman tied, and so is this lady, Carrie Webb. She blistered a 5 under 65. All 3 ladies sit at 4 under, which will make tomorrow's round certainly a showdown. And that's really the precursor as the LPGA moves to Tarzana. And right now we're going on to tennis. And kids, do not try this at home. Jennifer Capriati, #1 player. She has more rackets than most, but boy, did she struggle against Serena in the finals at the NASDAQ. Capriati blew a 5-4 lead. Then in the second set, Serena was down big, rallied for 7 set points, winning the second set in the tiebreaker. Serena snags her first title of the season. Get this, she never lost a set in the tournament. That's playing some good tennis. Yes, she was #1 today. We'll have more at 6.
Like a uniform on there, both wearing the orange.
Yeah, kind of the go big red look, if you will.
That's what it was. All right, Kurt.
Thank you, Kurt.
Thank you.
You bet.
Thank you. Well, coming up tonight on Eyewitness News at 6 o'clock, we will take you to the Vatican, where a very frail Pope John Paul II is taking part in ceremonies this Easter Eve. Then, even the animals getting into the Easter act. We will head to Olvera Street for the annual Blessing of the Animals. Then, taking a look outside, we will have Garth Kemp back, keeping an eye on your Easter Sunday forecast. Those stories and much more coming up tonight on Eyewitness News at 6 o'clock.
And finally, a hen who's going above and beyond the call of duty. It's been awfully cold at this farm in Missouri, so when a dog gave birth to 9 puppies, she had a hard time keeping them all warm. That's when a hen stepped in to lend a wing.
It was real cold, and Mama Dog was trying to keep them warm, and the old hen come, and she'd raise up her wings, and them little old puppies, they just get right up in under her wings, just like that was their mama, too.
So, now the puppies have 2 moms.
That has got to be a pretty rare occurrence.
I would think.
A hen. I mean, you see it sometimes with cats and birds and different other
but
animals.
A hen and dogs, yeah.
Hens and dogs, that's a first for me anyway. And that is Eyewitness News at 5 o'clock. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you in just half an hour at 6 o'clock.
Now for David, Garth, Kurt, the entire Eyewitness News team, I'm Leslie Sykes. Have a good night.
Good night.